Okay. Good afternoon. Last night, the city lost Donald Bradley, a 59-year-old resident of our city. This was not a random case. This had nothing to do with the place or location. This was an argument among four who knew one another in a car, and the argument spilled out of that car. I want to thank our community for trusting in its police department. The support we got from people at the scene, from members of the families of all involved, was really remarkable. This department cannot work without the community and will not work without the community. And last night the community showed its support and its lack of tolerance for violence in our city. I would be remiss if I did not also acknowledge remarkable work of the New Haven Police, from Chief Generoso and Chief Casanova, who were there all night, to Lieutenant Hoffman, Sergeant Vasquez, Sergeant Reyes, Sergeant Grasso, Sergeant Minardi, Officer Knox, all there late into the night, all there bringing justice to this family. The apprehensions have been made, the weapon recovered, the last individual turned himself in voluntarily to us within the past hour. We bring justice to this family. We offer them our respect, and we offer them our condolences. With that, I ask Chief Generoso to speak for our police department. Thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Again, I want to emphasize what the Chief said, and that's that this was not a random incident. These were acquaintances of each other. That resulted in there was an argument, and it resulted in Mr. Bradley being shot and dying. Again, he mentioned Sergeant Reyes, who leads the major crimes unit and whose detectives were essential in putting this whole case together and effecting an arrest. Sergeant Vasquez, who's in charge of the investigative services unit and supervises Sergeant Reyes. Sergeant Grasso, who's a member of the shooting team task force and the supervisor there, and they were essential in securing witnesses at the scene. And Sergeant Minardi's crew, who was the first responding detectives at the scene and did an outstanding job in maintaining the scene and acquiring witnesses that eventually led to our arrest. I would be remiss in pointing out that the patrol division, the uniformed officers who were the initial responders, did an outstanding job in securing the scene, securing the witnesses, and actually securing witnesses that gave them information that these individuals may have run into a house on Orchard Street, secured that residence. We were able, which allowed us, in effect, to make an arrest so quickly. They did an outstanding job and show the best of our of our men and women in this police department. We've arrested two individuals. One individual that was arrested is a juvenile. He's 16 years old. He was charged with interfering with police. The main arrest we made was an individual by the name of Quavon Torres. He's an 18-year-old resident of this city, currently temporarily residing at 543 Orchard Street in the city. He was charged with murder and interfering with police, and he was arraigned in court this afternoon on those charges. We placed $1 million bond on him. The one element that astounded all of these sergeants that are here, and actually all the police officers that were on the scene, was the involvement of the community in solving this crime. It was unprecedented the way the community responded, calling in information, walking up to detectives and patrol officers on the street, supplying them with information, and it was essential in us securing an arrest and a quick resolution to this horrific incident. We want to thank the community for having trust in us, and we want to urge the community to cooperate with us, as they did last night, so we can put an end to these horrific crimes going on in our city today. Thank you.
All right. Before the night was out, we had placed in custody our suspect for this murder. The officers who surrounded that house, who first responded, the detectives at the scene, many of their bosses here, and the SWAT team that we called out, the hostage negotiator, Officer Hartman, who led our conversation, showed remarkable restraint in waiting hours for these young men to decide to turn themselves over to us and voluntarily surrender, which is exactly what happened. I can only hope that this chief was not in the way of all those officers doing their job last night. We grieve with this family. We offer them our respect and our compassion for their loss. And we're going to close the press conference at this time. Thank you.